Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we're looking at a topic that's important to anyone who's living in Alberta, if you've been involved in a car accident, or maybe in the future. One thing you should be aware of is what's called the minor injury regulation. The most common question I usually get when talking about the subject is how much do I get for a minor injury? So firstly, there is a cap that limits the maximum amount you can receive. The cap, of course, is not a representation of what your injuries are worth. And in most claims, you should be receiving the full cap amount, provided the claim falls within the definition of minor injury and is exempt due to it not being what the Act defines as a serious impairment. We'll discuss later all the definitions, but if you're here just to know what the amount of the minor injury is for the year of your accident, I'm going to put the minor injury cap and the corresponding year on screen now, so you can pause the video, take a look at where your accident falls, and then if that's all you're looking for, we're glad we're able to help. And if not, if you want to stay and learn more about the minor injury regulation, the definitions, and its impact, please stick around and enjoy the video. You'll see in the chart that it goes back to 2004, 20 years ago. The government passed a minor injury regulation in 2004. This defined what a minor injury is and placed a cap on non-pecuniary damages. The general damages at that time were $4,000, and there's a formula for increasing this amount over time. The regulation defines minor injury in respect to an accident, and it means a sprain, a strain, or a WAD injury caused by said accident. There is a provision that this injury does not result in a significant impairment, and there have been changes over time to make this definition more inclusive, and we'll talk about that later in the video. So let's look at what a WAD injury is. So a WAD injury is a whiplash-associated disorder injury. This injury is exempt if it demonstrates a couple of items: an objective, demonstrable, definable, and clinically relevant neurological sign or signs, or a fracture to or dislocation of the spine. So if your injuries fall within that above classification, without the exceptions, the only other way is a serious impairment. And a serious impairment is defined as an impairment of a physical or cognitive function that results in substantial inability to perform essential tasks of your regular employment, occupation, or profession, the essential tasks of training or education if you're a student taking a program or a course, or the normal activity of daily living. Now, the serious impairments are also ones that have been ongoing since the accident and are not expected to substantially improve. Earlier I mentioned there have been some changes to the regulation to include a broader term for minor injuries. So in 2018, the regulation added temporomandibular joint injuries, sometimes referred to as TMJ. These are essentially jaw injuries, and these are jaw injuries that don't have any damage to the bone, teeth, or displacement of the articular disc, so the disc that allows you to open and close your jaw. Then they made a much broader change in 2020, adding a reference to any clinically associated conditions related to these sprains, strains, or WAD injuries, whether physical or psychological in nature. This broader definition creates some problems as it's less clear sometimes what is related to the accident and what constitutes a minor injury. So we've gone over what kind of injuries fall within the definition, but let's quickly talk about what kind of accidents fall within the definition of accident. The way it's defined within the regulation, it means an accident arising from the use of or operation of an automobile. So we're essentially dealing with motor vehicle accidents, including pedestrian accidents, of course, and also car accidents or any sort of other motor vehicle type of accident. While understanding these regulations can be critical due to the impact they may have on your compensation, if your injury falls within the minor injury regulations, it may be capped for pain and suffering. This often results in a reduction in the total amount of your claim and definitely the reduction of the amount your pain and suffering would be worth if assessed by a court. So essentially, if you're the victim of a motor vehicle accident, there is a potential for you not to get fully compensated, even though you may have done nothing wrong in this instance. These regulations can be complex, and navigating them alone can be challenging. A lot of times, lawyers will look at case law to determine how to interpret the regulations. All claims are unique, and that's why it's advisable to seek legal advice if you're able to. Not only to determine if you fall for the minor injury regulation, but there's also several other additional types of damage that we may be able to assist with outside of the pain and suffering, non-pecuniary damages that are capped. Earlier in the video, I put up that chart with the year of the accident and the amount. I'll put it back up now. I'll leave it up a bit longer so you don't need to pause. I hope you found this video helpful, informative. It was one of our shorter videos, and I know for some people it's probably a positive. If you enjoyed it, a like would be appreciated. Subscribe if you like these type of videos, and if you have any more questions, please make some comments below. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you again.